The shadow was crushed into the earth, its form breaking apart in a burst of blue flame. Shadow soldier, my liege, forgive me. With a roar that shook the battlefield, the shadow launched itself toward the monarch. Monster, foolish insect, you dare challenge me? The strike ripped through the monarch's core, lightning shattering his very existence. Monster, impossible. I am eternal. For the first time, fear filled the monarch's eyes. Monster, and no. And in the next instant, his power faded into nothing. The monarch's armor began to fracture, his immortal body breaking apart. Monster, this cannot be. And with a final creak, the reign of terror ended. With a single strike, the archlick was erased. Hunter, even the undead, they're all collapsing. The battlefield fell silent. Under his overwhelming power, the energy burst echoed through the hall, overwhelming everything in its path. Hunter, I knew it was strong, but not this powerful. This was of another level. The presence alone was overwhelming, a power far beyond their imagination. Hunter, he could clear the gates without even stepping inside. This was the true strength of Sung Jin-Woo. Summoning them all would demand an absurd amount of mana. Hunter, but even if he controls just half of them, their combined power would surpass most major guilds. Hunter, Chief, what if we propose a merger with Sung Jin-Woo's guild? Guild leader? No, we wouldn't merge. We would be absorbed by the strongest hunter in the nation. Hunter, damn, I was just joking, Chief. You don't really want to try that, right? Hunter, even today, Sung Jin-Woo could have handled everything without us. Hunter, hey, he and his guild aren't above the law. Hunter, even if he clears dungeons with just his summons, he's still bound by the minimum raid requirements. Hunter, the law is clear. The quota must be met. Hunter, you're a hunter too. Have you forgotten the basics? Hunter, oh right, you're absolutely correct, Chief. Hunter, without the military strength, even Sung Jin-Woo would need the participation quota. Guild leader, exactly. Haha. But behind their laughter, unease remained. Hunter, but wouldn't that mean we'd depend entirely on him? Guild leader, naive. Guild leader, we'd be allies, a profitable alliance built on overwhelming power. Rain poured over the silent city, washing away the echoes of battle. But even as the storm settled, a new tension was rising. Yu Jin father, desperate, shouting through rain. I have to see him with my own eyes. Yu Jin father? My son is still in there. Officer, trying to stop him. Move, let me through. In the storm, fear was stronger than reason. Gina, is anyone else alive? Officer, negative, ma'am. Under the cold rain, hope faded with the last answer. While the city drowned in grief, he stood in silence. In his eyes, not fear, not panic, but something heavier. Through the pouring rain, he drove without hesitation. Some decisions are made in silence. Go Gun He. The 213 students who managed to escape right away are all safe. Jin-Woo, however, we were only able to save 10 of the ones who remained. Unfortunately, all the others who didn't make it. Perhaps we should have anticipated that something like this could happen. The data didn't lie. Portal appearances were steadily increasing. This graph shows the trend of portal appearances in the city of Seoul over the past 6 months, while the one below it shows the trend of portals worldwide. And both trends were rising, steadily, without slowing down. Jin-Woo, but there's another intriguing fact. Go Gun He, we've detected a sharp increase in people requesting evaluations of their awakening. Go Gun He, it seems the more portals and monsters appear, the more hunters who awaken with powers to combat them appear. Go Gun He, as chaos spreads, so does the rise of those meant to fight it. Chairman, as if some kind of balance must be kept. Sung Jin-Woo. Something is changing. The rise of portals? The awakening of hunters. It wasn't random. It was as if the world itself was adjusting the scales. Sung Jin-Woo? So, what you wanted to talk to me about? His voice remained composed, but behind those eyes, sharp and observant, he was already calculating the possibilities. Chairman, the United States, China, Russia, France, the United Kingdom, Germany, even Middle Eastern countries. Chairman, these are all formal requests that various nations have sent us to meet with them. One after another, the world's most powerful nations were reaching out, not for negotiation, but for him. Go Gun Hee. I'm sure some have already tried to contact us privately, in an unofficial manner. Whispers behind closed doors, hidden offers, secret negotiations. The world wasn't just watching Sung Jin-Woo anymore. It was moving. Go Gun Hee. In all honesty, the Hunter Association doesn't have the right to accept their requests. All we can do is protect your personal information as you requested. The decision was never theirs to make. The world might demand him, but Sung Jin-Woo belonged to no nation. Go Gun Hee. We're well aware that we can't get involved in your decisions. You're free to accept or not. Go Gun Hee. If you choose to leave us, our nation will not be able to cope with the upcoming changes that await us. It wasn't a demand. It wasn't even a request. It was the quiet truth that the future of a nation now rested on one man's choice. Go Gun Hee. We've arrived. Your sister is in this hospital. The rain fell without mercy, washing over the silent building. Behind those glowing windows, answers waited, and perhaps something far more dangerous than monsters. Go Gun Hee. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, inside the quiet car. The rain muffled the world outside. The chairman's voice cut through the silence, heavy with meaning. This was not just a greeting. It was the beginning of something far greater. Go Gun Hee. We'll do everything in our power to provide you with whatever you need. The rain streaked down the window behind them. For a man who carried the weight of an entire nation, this was not a command. It was a plea. Go Gun Hee. So, could you not abandon us? Silence filled the car, not as chairman and hunter, but as a country asking its strongest shield to stay. Go Gun Hee. As of today, we have had a total of 10 S-rank hunters, including you, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. Go Gun Hee. Of those 10, we have lost 3. Go Gun Hee. 2 of them were killed by monsters, while another left us for America. The rain outside blurred the city lights. Each word he spoke carried the burden of lives lost and the fear of losing another. The number wasn't just statistics. It was a warning. Korea was running out of shields. Go Gun Hee. The association cannot afford to continue sitting idly by. Go Gun Hee. We will not give up until we know we have done everything possible to support our hunters. Go Gun Sung Jin-Woo. If there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. The rain continued to fall outside the hospital windows. The old chairman's voice carried not authority alone, but responsibility. Behind those words was a nation depending on one man, and ahead of them, a future no one could clearly see. Sung Jin-Woo _line. Sung Jin-Woo, would you grant me permission to enter high-ranking gates alone? The air inside the car froze. The chairman's eyes widened, not from fear, but from the weight of what that request truly meant. Entering high-ranking gates alone was not confidence. It was a declaration. The balance of power was shifting, and Sung Jin-Woo intended to stand at the center of it. Chairman, are you asking to be exempt from the law regarding the minimum number of participants required for an expedition? Sung Jin-Woo, exactly. Inside the car, The weight of that single word pressed down like a storm. He wasn't negotiating. He wasn't hesitating. Sung Jin-Woo wasn't asking for special treatment. He was declaring that he no longer needed anyone beside him. And the chairman understood. This was not arrogance. It was certainty. Chairman Go Gun-hee. That rule was established as the most basic safety measure. Its purpose is to ensure a sufficient number of participants to minimize reckless entries into dungeons and the avoidable deaths that follow. If your request is to ignore that rule, the chairman's voice was steady but heavy with history. Those rules were written in blood. They were born from countless funerals, from hunters who entered gates alone and never returned. In the quiet backseat of the car, the weight of responsibility hung thicker than the rain outside. This was not just policy, it was protection. And Sung Jin-Woo was asking to stand beyond it. Chairman Go Gun-hee. So the reason you founded your guild is Sung Jin-Woo. Yes, Sung Jin-Woo. Am I asking too much? The air between them felt heavier than before. The chairman had finally grasped it. This wasn't ambition. It wasn't pride. Jin-Woo created his guild, not for fame, not for power, but to walk alone. His eyes did not waver. He wasn't pleading. Thanks for watching. Click bell icon for notifications. Subscribe for more videos.